Meanwhile, there was a rush into safe haven assets like gold and silver at record highs this morning. Joining me now is the CEO of Stifel, Ron Kruszewski. Ron, great to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
good to see you here in Davos. We just spoke with Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary. He said rates are lowered further. We could see 5% growth in the first quarter, 6% growth by the end of the year. I want to get your reaction to that. But first, give us your stance on the situation in Japan and the reaction to from markets on the Greenland
Well, I think what you saw yesterday was a reaction to two things. And what happened? Look at the markets. Yields were up and the dollar was down. And that's kind of unusual. It actually harkens back to Liberation Day. And so I would say that when you look through all this, it might end up being a buying opportunity, but we can come back to that. Japan, real simple. Japan had, as the Secretary just said, he was talking about standard deviations. I'll just say a violent move in the 40-year. And what does that mean? And from a U.S. investor perspective, what that means is that the yen carry trade that's been going on, you sell yen, borrow yen, and you buy dollars. And with those dollars, you buy U.S. assets. You buy treasuries and stocks. But if the yen strengthens, you'd unwind that. As a marginal buyer of U.S. assets, that means yields would go up, tech stocks would come down. So, that little bit of that, I'm not as concerned about that. I think Japan, that was his comments, and they'll get through that. But Greenland also weighed in on this market.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And what about that? Do you worry about the U.S. Going in there and doubling down and being so adamant about acquiring Greenland? Look at all the pushback you're getting here.
Well, let's start with a little history here. Okay. First of all, Truman, a Democrat, offered to buy Greenland for gold back in the 40s. It'd be worth $15 billion. So this is not necessarily the first time this has been thought of. But Greenland, to me, just as a business person, is extremely important. And what's going on here at Davos? I've been walking around. This place is on edge, Maria. It's on edge because everyone's saying that the U.S. is dismantling the world order. Well, wait a minute. The world order was based, as Secretary Lutnick said, Bretton Woods in 1940, the U.S. made a deal with the world. We will protect the world, defense, and we'll protect the shipping lanes. And for that, you'll get free trade. Well, what's Greenland? North Greenland is defense. If you fly from Moscow to Washington, D.C., you fly right over the center of Greenland. Southern Greenland, shipping.
Okay.
And we need both. And frankly, I don't know why Europe and the U.S. is not 100% aligned on this.
Give us your sense of business right now, because, Ron, you have led this company so well. You're up in earnings, you're up in revenue, you're up in assets under management under your leadership. What are you expecting for 2026 from capital markets and from your business?
Well, listen, I just listened to Secretary Lutnick say 5% growth in the first quarter and 6% GDP growth. So I'll take that right now. And if that's the case, we're going to have a very, very strong 2026. But as it relates to maybe just thinking about where we are and leveling through a lot of the ups and downs, we've been growing every year. I've been CEO now 28 years, and I see us doubling revenue and doubling our assets under management. Every one of our businesses right now are running very well. And I'm pleased. A lot of it is because we can make a lot of criticism. There's a lot of rhetoric, but the policies put in place by this administration have been very good for the U.S. economy and, frankly, the world economy.
Yeah. All right. We will leave it there. Ron, great to catch up.
Good.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Ron Kruszewski joining us, and stay with us. We'll be right back.